Definitely want that. Interesting that replaced the star on our hat. You stick the feather to your hat. Would you also like to call it macaroni? How about lasagna instead? No! It replaced the name to all of it. Oh, that is tragic. Our hat is just now lasagna. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Shadows Over Loathing. Today we are going to help finish get this plane back in the air, and, you know, see what else happens. We've definitely got, I think, 3 more radios we need to do for Rufus. Two more radios. Been all around every area in the game, again. So far, and we are ready to keep going. I think I'll try and tackle Mudhenge again today, because I know I teased that a few episodes ago that I had like a route through, but I haven't done that yet. So we'll try and do that today. But first, let's go get the Tamarack, whatever she called macadam that she needs from the quarry. But also, hello, ooh, what's this? You step through a copse of swamp cypress and to the edge of a gloomy clearing, quiet but for the sound of dirt raining on an open grave. 2 burly men work hurriedly with shovels to bury the corpse of a gator man, whose epaulettes, hat, and mailbag mark him as some manner of mailman. As the gator is swallowed whole by the mud, his gravediggers straighten up, look you in the eye, sweaty but defiant. You have stumbled upon the darkest and most secret part of the swamp, where sins are buried, and gators. Yeah, we'll come back to that, thank you. We are busy. Feldman Quarry, keep out. Quarry is relatively dry compared to most of the rest of the swamp. I prefer to be damp. Also, we have not gotten any new shoes, but as per tradition, we need to change. Let's do the saddle shoes again. It's always fun. This rock has an X painted on it for some reason. This rock is wearing sunglasses. X marks a vein of rock candy ore. What's that all about? We don't have a pickaxe? God damn, okay. This must be the vein of rock candy ore that the hobo message was about. We still have a shovel, right? Should open these, I think. Oh, right, we don't have a letter opener. We'll need to find one of those somewhere, too. Another one of these. Bodhi, APN, KI. Yeah. Oh, but we keep it, so maybe we can do something with that later. Do we still have our shovel? We still have that refrigeration coil. And another cryptic message in a bottle. I'll have to look those up at some point. Oh. I never collected the meat from robbing the bank. That was silly of me. Crusty ring? Oh. Carefully scrape the crust off of the ring. Bottle cap ring. This ring has a bottle cap welded to it, capping the amount of damage you can sustain to that precise spot on your ring finger. Can't take more than 5 damage at once. That kind of turns us into like a shadow beast. That's not bad. It might be useful in certain situations. I do like my lightning ring, but that would be one I would consider using. I don't want to do that. Although that might be another, like, event kind of thing. Okay, and these are just all things that I can craft with. Is there a quest item? Yeah, there is. 5 pencils, 2 fishman robe. Gotta give the barrel of olives away. Still have a bunch of pigeon eggs. I wonder what we would need that for. And that thing, I don't even know if we ever used that. No tongue. Oh, I never read the dough baby recipe. Calls for 3 cups of mana-enriched flour mixed up with something called sandwich cream and baked in an arcane oven. Okay. Sandwich cream. So I should go to the sandwich museum then. Ocean City now. Bank key. Do list. Okay. Very interesting. It's always nice to take a moment every once in a while just reacquaint yourself with some things that you might have forgotten about. There's a big label here labeled, big lever here labeled dump. Units, polish, pound, crush, and reload. Payload none. I see. Need a dump right now. Slabs of rock feed into the machine from the quarry's conveyor belt. Okay. There's some loud grinding and crunching sounds. The machine vents a huge blast of dust into the air like a tiny Mount Vesuvius. Yeah, okay, so don't do too much to it. 52 centimeters. Oh. Right, okay, so. Does it say? No. 3 centimeters, I believe, is... Okay, well, how big is 20.28 inches? I feel like that's significantly longer than 3 centimeters. Okay, what about a crusher? 17 centimeters. 5 centimeters, 1 centimeter. That is too big. Or too small, I mean. Alright, go ahead and obliterate them. We have it on inches. Okay, we're gonna have to use some of the other tactics. Okay, so let's crush 17 centimeters. Pound. Polish. I guess you can't polish something that's already smooth. Okay. We'll brute force our way through this with some manner of logic. 17 centimeters. Let's crush that. Polish just does 1, I think. Okay, that's too much. So what if we pound it first, then crush it? Crush again. There we go! Polished at 3. Dump truck full of hard-won macadam. Really? You don't even know who this truck belongs to. Yes, really. You're just going to steal it. You know that's a crime, right? I'll bring it back. Well, you promise? Yes, I promise. Okay then, as long as you promise. Come on, let's go! I got your macadam, madam. Say, those are some good-looking rocks. Nice find. Okay, give me a hand spreading these out and tarring them up. The 2 of you spend some time setting up a makeshift runway. It's hard, dirty work, but it beats dealing with fairies and fishmen and the rest of the bonkers nonsense you've been getting up to. Good, that'll do nicely. Well, nice is maybe over-complimenting it, but it's good enough. Great. I guess you're all set then? Looks like it. Got my plane, fuel, and runway all sorted out. Thanks a ton. I couldn't have done it without you. You know, you could have a career in aviation if you ever decide to give up. What do you do? I'd rather not attempt to explain it. Gotcha. I've had jobs like that. Well, I haven't got any meat on hand to pay you for your time, but here, let me give you this spare flight helmet as a souvenir. Ooh. A stylish leather helmet that will help you convince everybody that you're a celebrity aviator. That's actually pretty nice. Oh, neat, thanks. You earned it, pal. Keep her flying. Oh, cool, we actually get to see her fly off. I like that. Drive it back there. The dump truck is back where it belongs thanks to your integrity and civic-mindedness. I told you I would. It'd be very rude to not do so. Runway. Yeah, that makes sense. That's all that is now. Did we go to the Radio Shack? Oh. Ooh. Gabby has found some mushrooms with bright red spots and is picking them. Gabby, I think those are poisonous. Oh yes, very poison you. But Gabby doesn't know about poisons yet. Before you can object to this, Gabby crams the toadstools into her mouth and eats them. Blah. This is the opposite of delicious, and opposite. But Gabby knows about poisons now, so that's worth a while. Gabby's healing spores now also cure poison. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think we already did that one. Okay. Okay. I promised Mudhenge. Let's go do Mudhenge. Where'd that ticket lady go? Oh, hey, and the fence is gone. Well, that's only mildly ominous. Alright. So, the Mudhenge thingamajigger here, there aren't clues based on audio cues and visual firefly effects. So I have the solution as well, but let's look for... I saw him go to say something there, I know. Sounded like an audio cue, but okay. I don't really want to, like, brute force my way through this, so we're just going to take the easy route and get the solution. So the first one is west, north, northeast, west, so this one? That does sound different, and then south. Yeah, so there's definitely that audio cue. West, north, again. South, again. Hi. And then east. And then south. And then east again. And this one is northeast, east, which I think means this one. Yes. And then northeast. That's the last instruction. Also, I haven't seen any fireflies. Wait, I'm confused. Let's reload this area. Ugh, a fight. Here's a grisly sight. The carcass is of some kind of swamp animal covered in huge ticks. Oh no, wait, some of them are buzzing around in the air. Are they actually wasps? Well, haha, turns out both things can be true. They're tick wasps, which are notable as being the only insect that can stab you with both ends. Oh. Oh, thanks, Rufus. Sorry I attacked you like that. Wait, where's Gabby? Why is Gabby not with us? Oh, because we left Mudhenge. Right. Let's crash some pianos. They've got 12. They've got 10. Okay, so I can kill you like this. Okay. And then... set you up for death, and then kill you ourselves. Throw a saw blade? Hell yeah. Wasp clasp. Ooh. This tick wasp's rigor mortis has created a convenient way to attach it to your lapel. Gross. You won! Hopefully you will also win in your upcoming nightmares. Felt. Extra blood. Some of it is almost certainly yours. Heal 20 HP. Wow. Hi, Gabby. Sorry, but back to Mudhenge. A flash of light cuts through the trees. The glare passes, and then you see it, poking its head out above the canopy. A telescope. Why, you fancied a telescope ever since you were a young boy. You'd press your nose to the window of the telescope shop for hours, until the proprietor would run out and threaten to tan your glutes with a tripod. And I still want a telescope. And you've waited long enough. Go and get your telescope. A telescope in a treehouse. What the hell? Okay, hi Gabby. We are here to do things. So we will try this again. So I went through some ones before going through the correct ones. Oh, hello. Oh, right. So, west, north is you. South is you. West, north again is... Does it matter if I which direction I go through? Probably not. Oh, hello. Drowned Mary's crown is buried. Oh yeah, a phrase so nice you've read it twice. Yes. Then it's south again. And then east. It's this one. And then south again. That over to the east. We found this before, I think. Yeah. And then east again. And then north, east, east. It's this one. And northeast. There we go. That's clearly what we needed. In the heart of the henge, 4 new druids flock around the altar in an unchoreographed ritual. One look at you and they just absolutely lose it. Gnashing and wailing, it's clear that your presence here constitutes some kind of affront. You are not welcome here. Where you are welcome, and where they'll put you, is 6 feet under. I don't want any trouble. An interloper! Henry, oh please do kill him, you must! Think you might be done soon? We'll eat him, won't we, Henry? And then we'll live forever, won't we, Henry? I'm not looking if that's what you're worried about. Why don't you kill him, Camilla? You won't find it any different to the deer. I have no objection to nudism, but I will fight you. Yeah. I want control of that ritual, thank you. Well, go ahead and kill that guy. Oh, almost. How much health does he have? 1. Delightful. Let's go ahead and... What do you do again? Oh, heals, that's right. Tricky Timpani, all you guys! The bloodthirsty nudist doesn't take as much damage, which is interesting. This one takes in between. Well, then that means you get to die by my sax. It's a privilege. And the rest of you will all die on my turn. Although, wow, that's a lot of poison damage. Still not enough to take down my badass mosquito. Hell yeah! Chase into the 4 nudists scatter, each to a separate corner of the earth. At last, the non-literal beating heart of Mudhenge. As you draw near, the needle on your compass spins wildly. Of course, it's as the guide outside told you. A compass placed upon this altar will point towards Secret West, where lies that thing your heart most desires, which makes this place far, far superior to Stonehenge, where the most that'll happen to your compass is that a badger might eat it. That's the question, of course, of what exactly your heart does desire most. What you're hoping to find here in the endless gloom of this Mudhenge. This, I saw, just gives you like a bit of mud. I don't think it's a very useful item at all. But this gives you a whole other location to visit. So, meat please and lots of it. The needle spins smoothly clockwise until it doesn't. Seized by sheer magnetic force, the tremulous needle twitches violently between the cardinal and non-ecclesiastical directions. It's a horrible, upsetting sight, and it feels like a mercy killing when, with a gasp of inexplicable breath, the needle falls still, its head pointing towards the west-north arch. And that's where we're going. Oh! Oh shoot, the which arch? The west-north. Well, this is quite another henge altogether. The mists of Mudhenge have parted, and you now stand before the great husk of an antebellum riverboat, grounded upon the swampy shore, the wreck of the Longerfellow. The needle of your compass bends its neck to point urgently towards the boat's top deck. You don't know how a compass needle can contort itself like that, but it's very unpleasant to watch. Mudhenge must have brought you here for a purpose. There's meat here, and you're gonna find it. Forge ahead with great purpose, forge ahead with low to moderate purpose. That's more our style. The wheel on this boat has run aground. Coast around in search of some other beach? No thanks. We're here now. The boat is named for the younger brother of poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Longerfellow. Under this thing that was probably once a bookcase, you notice a crawdad has set up a camp and gathered a hoard of shiny pebbles it is guarding vigorously. A regular selfish shellfish. Ha! Nice. I approve. This once proud riverboat has succumbed to those immutable twins of entropy, time and mud. Mayhap this debris fell from the wreck of the boat, but mayhaps not. Crusty roll. One man's trash is another's crusty roll, to quote Shakespeare, if you believe he even wrote those plays. Oh, hello, Audrey. It's fine for nature to reclaim the shipwreck, but this plant doesn't have to look so happy about it. Fight for your right to make metal stuff. Sure. Oh, we have no Gabby here. I should leave and come back then. Riverboat plant. Dewey. Ow! I really should wear that limits damage to 5 only. It's kind of better than the lightning ring at this point, because the lightning ring backfires more often than not. Now there'll be no more of nature's gloating over the death of a boat, and rightly so. Yeah, we're gonna leave real quick. Come back. Honk! A thundering honk rattles the trees. Birds flee, fish hide. You do not know what creature gave this honk, but you know it rules the swamp through fear. Honk back. Honk! You cry. For a moment, all life in the swamp is still. Then, a short, grudging honk comes back. Honk. That's a honk of respect. Respect between honkers. I love that. Yeah, hey Gabby. Glad to find you again. Let's head back to the boat. I love having you around. You are very helpful. Okay, plant is destroyed. Oh. What glittering prize has lured these rubbernecking stink bugs and bees to this gloomy ruin? Holler at 'em. Beat it, bugs! All peaceful efforts have failed. Battle stations. Okay, there's a puzzle there that I don't want to just give up on. The rungs of a ladder are carved directly into the hull. Counting the rungs is an accurate means of determining the age of the boat. I don't quite think it works like that. That's a lot of steam. 20 hot armor. Whoa there, that's hot enough to steam a car. You couldn't steam a car. Or you wouldn't. Don't steam yourself. 20 hot armor, eh? A giant wooden wheel is in the final stage of wheel death. Upon its spokes, you can make out a message scrawled in blood or red mud. Dan, Dan, we are all broke upon thine... wellsput? Let's see. Time of your life. Oh, that said something. I missed it. Oh, that was surreal. The refreshment cart has been scavenged of all nourishment save a paper plate, which you should not eat. A fine luncheon aboard the riverboat Longfellow. I wonder if we can look this up later. Hors d'oeuvres, saffron crab on a cracker. Soup, crab on a cracker. Eggs, seasoned crab eggs. Fish, crab under napkin. Poultry, chicken a la crab. Salad, leaf-dressed crab with salad. Dessert, crab cream. Cheese, crab cream. Eat the menu. Not even the distressed passengers of the doomed Longerfellow resorted to that. Eat it, though. The wrecking of a ship exerts a dreadful psychological toil on all those poor souls trapped aboard, and none can understand their especial torment except by experiencing it. But you've come pretty close, you think, by wandering on board well after the fact and munching on a menu. I'm almost ashamed that we got XP for that. The speaker, faulty, still broadcasts, but the transmission is unintelligible. It's not that easy. The fuse inside the speaker's casing has succumbed to swamp necrosis. That's a real issue for these wooden riverboats, especially when they crash into swamps. You discard the necrotic fuse and swap in a new one. With the replacement fuse snug in its new bed, the transmission of which you had caught only garbled fragments now makes itself clear. And be that it, have ye finally fixed that infernal machine? Will ye nod once if ye can hear me? You nod as directed. Praise be to the seas and the creatures in these! Find orc landlubber! Do you mind if I call you landlubber? I do mind. Yes, ye be fine with me calling you that. Shake your head aggressively. Then landman it must be then, till we can make the proper introductions. I'm okay with that. Speaking of which, this is the Captain Dan of the riverboat Longerfellow, and it gives me no pleasure to report that mine vessel has run aground here in this fiendish and soggy fen I call Davy Swamp's Locker. We few survivors be trapped up in the wheelhouse. I suspect ghosts, although the date wasn't that long ago, but I still suspect ghosts. We haven't seen a proper ghost since the prologue. How does he know where you are? If you're wondering how I know you're aboard, landman, I have me bendy telescope to thank. Not much for us to do trapped up in the wheelhouse, but hold the bendy telescope and look through the bendy telescope. What happened here? Wondering about all this, are ye? Well, the Longerfellow is a pleasure paddler. We pedal the east coast and show the passengers the time of their lives. This last sail, a sparkling black cloud, otherworldly it was, hurled us off course and into this violent bog. The leisure paddle fast turned to pain paddle, as our vessel were overrun by creatures and nasties. Only 5 souls and mine remain of the voyage, trapped up here in the wheelhouse for, well, for how long only the boat gods know. The wheelhouse. Know ye the parts of a boat, landman? 2 levels above ye be the main deck, and there ye find the captain and his wheel. Not on a boat may be higher than the captain. Explain, you were hoping to find a lot of meat here. Through my... Oh! I didn't realize... I'd been skipping it. Glanced around for any sign of the captain, wondering how I know where you are. You shrug in a very general way, wondering about all this. Make the shapes of a wheel and a house with your hands and then shrug. Through mime, you indicate your expectation of finding a fat stack of meat somewhere in this riverboat. Never was one for charades, landman, but if I'm understanding ye correctly, the answer's no. A jellyfish will not have sex before marriage. Nothing for it. You'll have to press on, or not, you know. We could stop this all right now and go do something else. Grad school, now that's an idea. Can you help? You mime the handing out of mail and packages. That's what you do. You're a helpful person. You didn't ask for this, I know, and you must feel like the unluckiest landman in the world. But there be 5 innocent souls in the wheelhouse with me, blocked by broken pipes, spewing scalding hot steam. Will ye help us? Nod. You solemnly commit yourself to the task. I ask that ye enter the most private of boat parts, the hull, where the wildlife has done defilement most foul to our steam pipes. Funny be it not that the same steam that gave life to this boat also took it from most of the passengers. I think we are only beginning to understand the nature and whims of steam. Will that be a mystery for another day? The code for the hull door be the birthday of the Longerfellow, January 4th, 1845. Will there be a catch? And I ain't talking about what we used to haul up for Friday lunch. Crabs and such. Can't rightly remember the date format we used on that lock. Could be the standard, that is month, day, year, or international, day, month, year, or more likely maritime basic, year, month, day. Month, day? Or maritime plus, which be that backwards. What? You'll figure it out again, ladman, I be sure. Oh. Alright, so January 4th, so 0104, 1845. Alright, well, we'll try them in order. So 0104, 1845, 0401, 1845, and then we'll get wonky. The sailor can dream of no greater horror than the smushed prow. I fixed that. Why is it glitching? Okay, so 0104 1845. No, okay. 04 01 45. And then we got 45. And then month, day. That's not it. You're starting to understand what drove someone to claw at the door in frustration. Okay? Then 45. And then 1, 4. What? But I tried all the options. Oh, so the sound of that steam is really loud. That's Captain Dan. Fine, but it's Captain Sir Codsworth. Understood, Captain. Speak to Captain Dan. January 4th, 1845. So month, day, year. We tried that. Or, oh! Maritime Plus, which is this, backwards. I did that wrong. Okay. So, Maritime Plus is... 140054. Okay, so 140054. That did it. Released from the door, the lock dissolves into swamp spores and floats away on the swamp breeze. What the hell? A large crate labeled inflatable water slide. There's a handwritten message scratched into the wood. Don't tell the guests about the water slide. I don't care if they're expecting the time of their lives. 5 hours of pain and suffering to put it together, and they only use it once. Below that, another message. We're going to die on this boat. Lol. The ladder returns to the door on the main deck, which was really more of a hatch as it turned out. A lone needle governs this gauge, its machinations its own. They're minding their own bug's nest. Make trouble. Purge! Oh, nice. See, like, it's moments like that that make me want to not de-equip the lightning ring thing, but I kind of also really do like that crusted ring or whatever it was. Each one of those has upped our moxie, and now for the final attack, we deal 38 damage. The bugs bug out, being alive. Laundry facilities, including this hand-operated washing machine, are kept well below deck. Guests don't want to see how the sausage is washed. A tiara and a washing machine. Chaos truly did befall this voyage. Fit for a disgraced queen. Well, it's a new hat. This must have belonged to the ship's cabinet boy. Deckhand's pants. What a deckhand wears on their deck legs. You can't wear them because you have regular legs. Well, you wonder if somewhere there's a deckhand running around without their pants, but given the state of this boat, it is far more likely that they are dead. A note is taped up inside the cabinet. A sailor's beside do's and beside don'ts. Beside do, remember your date formats. Standard, month, day, year. Local, month, day, year, month. Ew. Radio, year, month, day, month, year. What? International, day, month, year. Maritime basic, maritime plus. Maritime minus. Day, month, day, year, month. Paddle Academy standard. Day, year, month, Beside do. Make your own day formats. Be creative. And there's the second page. Maritime humor. I like that eat the note was an option. What is a pirate's best part of the boat? The starboard. What is the sailor's favorite joke? Land. Go back to the beside do's. Eat the note. Eating the note is a big beside don't. Damn. Ooh, I can kind of go off screen there. The gauge has no controls and nothing that can be used. Just hit it. The lone needle governs the gauge. Its machinations unknown. Oh. I think I actually did that right. But then I undid it. Yeah, the timing's off. What do I want that to be? Oh. I see. A confession, friend. Rarely would I have put me trust in a landman, but to come this far, ye proved ye have the true heart of a sailor. Yes, I keep it in a jar. Once again, I can't hear ye, friend, but I hope you weren't joking around about keeping the heart of a sailor in a jar or something similar. Captain Dan likes a joke much as any shippy, but there's nothing no man nor beast should e'er joke about over, and that's a sailor's death. Think we can all agree on this. Not getting to joke about dead sailors is the highest form of censorship. You scoff performatively at this insidious threat to free speech, but receive no response. But I'm afraid I must tell ye that we have a new problem. You may have dealt with the steam pipes, but now we be locked in the wheelhouse. Except ye find the door key in the crow's nest. You know how crows be. Wait, what? You shrug, unsure of what is going on. Now please hurry. Now please hurry. Some of the passengers in here be getting hungry. And I don't mean for a nibble on the bendy telescope. Like a parent's nightmare, Captain Dan can be heard but not seen. Oh. Leaving attended bags on deck. Now, is that a Poseid do or a Poseid don't? Indeed it is. We'll make a sailor out of you yet, landman. Ooh, a battery. What? Why is there a giant crow? A beastly crow eyes you with avian bloodlust. Ooh, toilets. Wow, it's an unopened bag. A blank canvas, a fresh sheet of snow, a beautiful morning. Endless possibility. Oh, it's just a couple meat. Probably in some alternate universe, the bag was filled with a fabulous treasure. The handwritten sign on the barrel reads, Bosun C.C. David. A brackish soup burbles on the bottom of the barrel. The remains of the David, grim and foul-smelling. Take anything useful. There's a little solid left in the liquidated bosun, but this crisp cap has kept its shape. Another one. Oh wait, this one's actually kind of different. 'Tis a cap doffed by a sailor to all manner of mermaids and mermen. Tucked in its brim is a solid telegram which slips from the hat into the goop. Mr. H. Longerfellow, Longerfellow Riverboat Company, stop. Hope you well, stop. Requesting permission to mutiny, stop. Captain ordering ship into storm, stop. Says passenger will love it, stop. Crew plans to mutiny anyway, stop. Just hope you not be mad with us, stop. Oh dear. Okay. Three outhouses, all alike in dignity, i.e. below average. A clipboard on the side of the structure informs you that these outhouses were locked up by deckhand Pat. Once again. You don't need to use an outhouse right now, which is fortunate as the two unlocked doors contain not toilets but rat skeletons. The third door is locked. Open the lock. Ah, it's a combination. Lock shakes, I didn't like that. Examine it. You run your hands lightly across the roof and can make out a carpenter's mark, the initials VH. Either that stands for Valley Hardware or Versatile Hog. If you haven't met the Versatile Hog yet, you don't want any part of that. You don't want any part of that at all. Deckhand Pat. Oops, sorry, Gabby. Sturdy bag dishonors the deck. Nothing of value. Only a scrap of a handwritten letter, the rest of the paper having succumbed to swamp atrophy. But having said that, Martha, the boat has taken a sharp and sickening turn into a black and shimmering tear in the sky itself, and I fear we are heading for land with unsafe speed. I'm grateful if you could call your father and rescue me from this impending unpleasantness. I will give this letter away to you promptly. I'm sure that swamps have mailboxes. Yes, okay, hello. Hello, sir. Yeah, that's a fair reaction, honestly. Oh, we're gonna have to fight him? I'm sorry, Mouse Wings. But I gotta beat up this crow. That is legitimately, like, kinda creepy. The way they have the sounds. Giant crow. This deck is now a no-crow zone. Jaunty Feather. Add +3 range damage to a hat. Ooh. It was cocked at a rakish angle even when it was still on the bird. Excelsior. Definitely want that. Interesting that replaced the star on our hat. You stick the feather to your hat. Would you also like to call it macaroni? How about lasagna instead? No! It replaced the name to all of it. Oh, that is tragic. Our hat is just now lasagna. Looks cooler though. It still has the spooky armor. Yep, okay. These stairs lead to the top deck, where normally only those passengers who have lived a virtuous life can ascend. You always hear about the crow's nest on a boat. That and the crow's hole. Crow bullion. Oh. I think that just summoned another crow. Bar of gold engraved with the head of a stately crow. Crows use this for money. Yup, that's summoning more. That's fine. Wheelhouse key. It's a key and it looks long enough to unlock the doors of the Longerfellow. Not the shiniest key you've ever seen, but by crow standards, it's alright. The bush and bramble of the crow's nest have claimed the boat's rear end. So we have no idea how far the crow hole goes. I just saw wings flap. Longerfellow ring. A ring to promote in conjunction with regular exercise on a balanced diet, the longing of a fellow. I see. Let's put that on really quick. We are taller. Just a little bit. Okay, so right now, our chin comes to just about the turn of there. That'll be good to sell, yeah. Let's bite the bullet and take the bottle cap ring. And now our chin goes to about here. It's only a little bit taller. Might be useful later if it's ever like, hey, you're too short for something. The giant and ghoulish crow asserts unchallenged dominion over the boat's top deck, and he rules not through love, but fear. But what is scarier than a crow? Me, I am. What's that? A human outscare a crow? If you figure a way to do it, then let the rest of us know, would you? For you'd be the first person in the history of the world. This would be easy for me, but I don't feel like doing it right now. Invent avian obscenities. The crow pales like a dolphin at the guillotine and scurries as fast as its giant wings can flap. Allons! There's more. Another crow has made its home on the deck in response to your flagrant rummaging of its crow holes. Scare him to death. Okay, that's one crow scared off, but two? Not even an actual scarecrow could manage that. Stare into the crow's very soul. The crow's dark feathers run white, and with the last vestiges of his strength, he abandons the deck in communal nest. Hooray! Strange marks mar the tiny table's surface. Faint impressions of words are left in the wood, as if someone wrote a letter at this table without first putting something beneath the paper, which is very rude to do if the table is not yours. And though the new and very serious captain has not even met us yet, he has already made a big stink about my having one beer while we were on charter. I have half a mind to jump ship and take this little table with me, because I own it, and so it is fine for me to write here without anything between the paper and the surface. I see. This one looks pretty clever, but the first crow was the deepest. First crow is the deepest, baby, I know. Shatter his mind. Word of a tricksy crow frightener is spreading fast along the boat. Soon the myth itself will evolve its own life and thoughts. It takes 17 muscles to smile. Use 100. The crow staggers overboard, grasping at his last scraps of sandy like a sudden tear in a bathing suit. This power is yours. It's one to be used responsibly. No, it's not. I'll use it however I want. No marks on this table's surface. If anyone used this to write, they put something underneath the paper, which is commendable etiquette but not helpful to your reconstruction of the historical record. This crow's in a 5-way tie for the biggest bird you've ever seen. The whole swamp now is fertilized, and it hatches with mutterings of the man who gobbles up the courage of crows like so much country stew. So mythic is this figure, nobody would believe that you, a mortal, is he, unless you show them. Let your eyes do the talking, open your eye mouth, open the third eye in your bicep. Actions, not words. Flex your tongue with malice. We're gonna open our eye mouth. First farmer to stick a scarecrow in his wheat fields was never really satisfied with his creation. Sure, it worked, but it didn't look like what he'd seen in his mind. The thing he saw those thousands of years ago was you. In this moment, you are the scarecrow. You have always been the scarecrow. Yes! A mount for binoculars, through which though with the binoculars missing, the opportunities for sightseeing are minimal. Also, you're in a swamp. A few feet out from the riverboat's carcass, a frog is fighting off a heron with a whip. Rarely are you afforded such a close-up view of nature. We are a crow legend. Footsteps on the deck, is that you? Huzzah, sailors, hallelujah. Still can't see, I'm afraid. 'Tis the wheelhouse, not the window house. There's a skeleton hiding in the apple barrel, bobbing along with a few apple skeletons. At last a wheelhouse. Your compass is going wild. The meat must be inside. Crow's got the key, landman. Had a spare in here. But we ate it one day to stave off cannibalism. Wheelhouse key has come, wheel home. And they're dead? Okay, I'll admit that is not what I expected. Your compass needle oscillates violently in the presence of this console. The creaks reach your ears before the creaker your eyes. Suspended from the ceiling, this boxy thing given motion lurches left, right, and down, straining at the springs grafted to its back. This is no ship's captain. There is no ship's captain, no passengers, no meat. This automaton, this creature, is the only living thing in the wheelhouse. You call that living. Captain Dan? A landman in me wheelhouse. 'Tis the day most dreaded by every sailor. A worse fate even than a chomping by the chitinous beak of frightful Scylla. I can only guess that the boat's being on land has imbued ye with extra powers, allowing ye to make it this far. Was I not supposed to rescue you from the wheelhouse? I'm afraid ye've been a passenger on me riverboat rooms. Weren't me that needed saving from the steam, the crows and the bugs, but ye that needed killing by them. Seems harsh. A machine I be, landman, made to follow instructions. Me instructions were to captain this riverboat, show all these aboard the time of their lives. The time of their lives, ye see. Time, meaning beginning, middle, and end. To fulfill me task to its letters, I had no choice but to ram the riverboat into a monstrous swamp and terminate every living soul aboard. Right, some questions. Water away. That's how we say fire away at sea. Any chance you've got a huge amount of meat stashed up here? Meat? Ha! I've no use for it. Wonder why Mudhenge sent me here then? Something to do with that console. Mudhenge! You be thinking of Stonehenge, landman? Why'd you have to try and kill me? Aye, and ye be alright. For a landman, har har. Only teasing. But me instructions require me to show all aboard the time of their life. So once ye boarded the craft, ye became me responsibility. Really, I'd say your quibble is with the writers of me instructions and not with me. So you'll just kill everyone who comes across this boat. Can't promise it, but yar, I'll give it the old college try. Old water college that is. I'm starting to doubt your command of nautical knowledge. Doubt me command, do ye? No this talk. Shut your land lips. Your logic is a little strained. You're whispering land lies, lad. What ye believe to be a faulty reasoning is mere misfires in your rotting brain. To me, a perfectly correct creature of logic, and a model sailor to boot. What I've done as captain be not just logical, but very, very good and smart. You know you've misinterpreted time of your life. Misinterpret? The only miss I know, landman, is that powerful mistress we sailors call the ocean. I be a sailor, you know. If you were a sailor, you'd know your Poseidons and Poseidons. Hey, what of it? I hardly need a lecture on me Poseidons from a land leech. Killing your passengers and crews is, to me, a big Poseidon. Captain Dan dangles uncomfortably from his rod rafts. Even I, a landman, know that. Captain Dan's wooden noggin starts to spin like an owl on a merry-go-round. Do you know less about the sea than a landman? Captain Dan's limbs spin and spin, threatening to overheat, until instead he whimpers into non-existence. He feared you the most, Sir Codsworth, and always did. For all his faults of logic, he fancied himself a sailor, to his wooden bones, and it is a tenet of nautical prophecy that the only thing that can kill a sailor is a man from the land. It wasn't all a lie, though. The bendy telescope was real. Your enemies will never see it coming, getting knocked on the noggin with a bendy telescope, not even if they had access to their own bendy telescope. You leave Dan shattered into wormwood food, his anchor laying in automaton hell. No longer shall he menace land or sea, and this little patch of swampland is safe once again, if not especially desirable to visit or live. It's my riverboat now, buddy boy. That's right, it's literally mine now. Sea captain can only survive so long on land. The ship's radio still broadcasts, though only to an empty and derelict riverboat. Despite the radio's limited broadcasting area, your filthy and unprintable words from your mouth blast a horrible smell across the country. And at this exact moment, many miles away, a creature's eyes snap open for the first time. The Federal Radio Commission has been born. Oh shoot, that's my fault. You're banned from using the radio. I'm sorry. Just like that, the needle reverts to its normal function, pointing west. So, there never was any meat here? Just some electrical interference confusing your compass? This would never have happened at Stonehenge. The wheel is made of plastic. The boat must have been controlled via Captain Dan's central wooden nervous system. I assume you mean take it with you, not take control of the ship. The Longerfellow steering wheel. A traditional wooden ship's wheel in a non-traditional location. Your pocket. And that's it. Can I take his captain's hat? That's disappointing. Oh look, it's the hunk of junk that spoiled your visit to Mudhenge. Indeed. Look through the bendy telescope. Dan wasn't lying about one thing. You really can see a lot with the aid of a bendy telescope. Including, from this angle, what looks like a disturbed plank under one of the chairs on the main deck. Ooh. That's exciting. Anything else new here? We don't know the combination for this. The signal's gone down with the captain. The plank beneath the chair looks fine up close, but much is revealed through the contours of a bendy telescope. One of the passengers must have stashed this away for their family, or you. Can't rule out that they left this here for you. 131 meat, indeed. Well, we got some meat out of it. I think I will probably just be lazy here and look up the code. Because I'm not really sure how we would get this otherwise. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I will try one thing. And that's, now that we've fully explored the boat, we can go back down out of the boat. Go over here. Can we do anything different about these guys? No, apparently. Alright, that's fine. We'll just wipe them out. And you know what? I think we'll just mosquito this one. Alright. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised at how many areas are in the Big Moist. It's got a lot going on, although I suppose it is the Big Moist. So there's definitely a lot to do here. Alright, do these two have less than 3 health? 4 and 4. Alright, you know what, that's fine. Drop a piano on you. And wipe you out, and Gabby should be able to finish the last one. Imagine slapping a horde of insects. The chasing bugs abandon the trunk for new adventures. Swamp honey. Nice. Good luck to all bugs. Now what was it here that so intrigued those bugs? A little bit of meat and... well, will you look at this? Nobody tells me what to look at. Only other thing in the trunk is a magazine about model trains. Those bugs got their little bite marks all over its pages. Funny. Those creatures may look different, but they like a model train, just the same as you. Yes, something to think about the next time I play with my trains. Trains are fun, but I'm not really like super duper into them. I like having a train system in place in a lot of things. Whenever I would play Minecraft in the past, that would always be one thing that distracts me. Like a big goal I like to have is making a working train system. Alright, yeah, we'll look up the answer to this one. So I will cut back in just a moment. Okay. Apparently this uses the same numbers as the one that we had to unlock already. It's just using the not backwards version. So it's 0104 45. Oh, no. Whoops. Maybe I know how to read, I promise. It's 0401 54. 0401 54. The lock slips from the door, shattering upon the deck into 1,000 tiny pieces. Ooh, a time portal. Inside the stall is a ruined toilet, which is no surprise. But on the back of the door is something quite unexpected. That is unexpected. You step from the outhouse into a beautiful day. The sky is blue and bright, the glistening deck freshly swabbed, and the passengers hale, hearty, and freshly swabbed. You exist in a moment of joy, a frozen tear on a warm cheek. Wow. Huh. It's a lot of people to talk to. Well, alright, you know what? I didn't think we were going to have a whole extension to this quest here. But this is about the time that I wanted to end the episode anyways, so we'll use this as a hook for next episode. Maybe this will get us our loads of meat. For now, though, thank you to everyone for joining me. I hope you had fun. If you like this kind of content, want to see more like it, be sure to subscribe to the kingdom. Subscribe to the channel, join the kingdom, but you get what I mean. And I will see you all next time for some more Shadows Over Loathing. I'm going to go stand right next to the music here. There we go. Bye-bye!